Hey, what is going on, you guys? Today we're going to be talking about how much money electricians make. What's going on, you guys? My name is Steven, and if you haven't decided that you want to be an electrician yet, I think by the end of this video, you will at least have the nudge that you need to maybe pursue this career, because electricians make great money. And the purpose of my channel, if you're new to it, is basically to be a resource for you if this is a career that you want to pursue. I have videos that cover, the whole application process, from applying to taking your aptitude test to interviewing well, the whole 9 yards. So if this is a career that you think is for you, subscribe, make sure you check out my other videos, because I think they're going to be very useful to you if you want to do this. So anyways, this is a video. It's a response to a question that many of you guys have asked me, and that is, how much do electricians make? Let's get into this. Now, I just want to say that the wages that I'm talking about today are going to be specific to what we make here in Portland, Oregon with IBEW Local 48. I am a union electrician, and so these are union wages I'm going to be talking about, but hopefully this will just kind of give you a general idea of what you can expect to make as an electrician. So electricians make really great money, and if you want a career where you're going to be able to support a family and still live comfortably, then this is going to be a great career for that. So here's what journeyman electricians make here in IBEW Local 48. We make, as a journeyman, $47.85 per hour. Okay, that comes out to be $99,528 per year. So as a journeyman electrician, right now in 2020, you're going to be making just under $100,000 per year, and that is without any overtime. Now, if you think that $100,000 in wages sounds awesome, well, it gets even better than that, because here with the IBEW, we actually have a benefits package, which means that instead of us paying out of pocket for, our medical, vision, dental, pension, all those different things, our employer actually pays a certain dollar amount for us that goes to paying for those things. So what does that mean? That means that on top of the $47.85 that we make per hour in wages, we actually make an additional $24.91 per hour in benefits. Okay, now this was just such a crazy thing for me to wrap my head around when I first joined this apprenticeship, because I came from a job where I had to pay out of pocket for my health insurance. Okay, I was paying, I want to say it was like roughly $200 per month. So just to not have to pay that and have that paid for by my employer was a pretty significant raise in and of itself. So, if you combine what we make annually in wages plus benefits, then as a journeyman electrician with IBEW Local 48, we technically make $151,340 per year. Now, I can already feel the tension in the comment section, okay? I'm a union guy, right? So don't I have to pay union dues? And with the union dues, do I really make that much per hour? Isn't it significantly less? Well, not really. So as a union electrician, of course, we do have union dues. But there's a lot of benefits that go with the union, but I'm not really going to get into that in this video. But technically, what we pay per hour, to be a union member and get all these benefits is $2.25 per hour. Now, I know that that sounds pretty significant, but if you factor that into, our hourly wage, we're still making over $45 per hour. And if you factor that into what we make annually with our wages and benefits, we're still making $146,661 per year. And, if you're comparing, should I go with the union or the non-union based on wages? Well, you're going to have to be making more than $45 an hour to be able to justify not going the union route just because of the union dues, because we still make over $45 an hour even with the dues. And then we have the incredible, pension plan, the incredible benefits, all that. So I really don't see that as a reason not to join or not to pursue this as a career just because you have to pay the dues. So anyways, there's that. Now, just like any other job, there are raises that come with this. And we actually, as a union, have another raise starting in January of 2021. Now, it's going to be roughly a $3 raise, and it's going to be up to the union membership. It's going to be up to us to actually vote and decide where we want that $3 to be allocated to. We can either put it all on the paycheck and be making over $50 per hour, which would be really cool. Or we can put that towards our pension plans and just, accumulate more money for our pensions over time, so that way we can retire and have an awesome retirement. So there is that. And then also what I want to say too is as a foreman, you actually make 10% more than what journeymen make. And as a general foreman, you're going to be making 20% more than what a journeyman makes. So you're really not capped out at the journeyman rate. That is just, what you are guaranteed to make once you finish the apprenticeship. Now, I know, you probably have a burning question on your mind right now, and that is, why haven't you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel? To be honest, I have no idea, but why don't you go ahead and do that while I take a sip of coffee. I feel better, hopefully you feel better. Okay, no, but in all seriousness, you're probably wondering how much you're going to be making as an apprentice electrician starting out in the program. Now, of course, an apprentice is not going to be making as much money as a journeyman would be, someone who has already gone through the whole program and completed it. So the way the wages work as an apprentice is you get incremental raises based off of how many hours you have worked. So yeah, let's talk about that. Now, as a beginning apprentice, basically you're going to be starting out at making 40% of what a journeyman makes, which is $19.14. Once you have hit 1,000 hours, you're going to get a raise and be bumped up to 45% of what a journeyman makes, which is $21.53 per hour. Okay. After you have worked another 1,000 hours, so once you've hit 2,000 hours, you're going to get another raise, and you're going to be bumped up to 50% of what a journeyman makes. That is $23.93 per hour. And at this point, you need to work 1,500 hours to hit your next raise. So once you hit 3,500 hours, you're bumped up to 60% of what a journeyman makes, which is $28.71 per hour. Okay. After 1,500 more hours, so what, 5,000 hours, you're going to be making 70% of what a journeyman makes, which is $33.50 per hour. Okay, after that, you need to work another 1,500 hours. So once you hit 6,500 hours, then you're going to be at 85% of what a journeyman makes, which is $40.67 per hour. Now, I haven't really mentioned this on my videos. I am still an apprentice. I have been in this apprenticeship for just over 3 years now, and I am already at the 85% raise. Okay, so just after 3 years of doing this, I'm already making $40.67 per hour. So this goes by really, really fast. And in no time, you're going to be making great money. And then, of course, that is your last raise until you actually complete the apprenticeship. So for me, once I finish up all of my schooling and I take my state journeyman, license exam, and I complete that and I get my license, then I'm going to be bumped up to the full $47.85 per hour, which by then it'll most likely be over $50 per hour. So that is how the wages work as an apprentice. So definitely still get a hold of your local union to find out exactly what their wages are, because they might be more than we make here or less, just depending on where you live. But also, one thing that I want to make sure that you are aware of is that some training centers, the way that they do school is at night. So they have night school, and some have day school. If you have night school, financially that can be really nice because you still get to work, your full 40 hours or more during the week. And then you go to school at night after you're off work and you're not missing any hours. Now, the way it works here for us and some other locals is we have day school, which means that 1 day per week, so for me last term it was on Mondays, I didn't go to work and I just went to school for 8 hours. Now that can be really nice because I get a lot out of the education. I'm not exhausted from working that day, but I am missing out on my wages that day. And then basically after we complete a term, we go back to working full 40-hour weeks, while other people then start going to school, and then it just kind of rotates. Then I go back to school where I miss 1 day a week, and then I go back to full 40-hour weeks, and it just kind of rotates throughout the apprenticeship until you finish, and then you're just working your full 40-hour or more work weeks. Now, for some of you guys, right now, you might already be making more than $19.14 per hour, which is what you would be making as a first-year apprentice, at least until you hit 1,000 hours and you're bumped up to the next race. And let me just say, and hopefully encourage you guys in this, that even though you may need to take a pay cut, maybe even a significant pay cut to start this apprenticeship, it will be worth it in the long run. Not only for the fantastic wages that you will be making by the time that you turn out, but also because of the benefits. And this is just a really great career. Okay, I really, really enjoy this. It's fun, it's challenging. I have a really good time at work and I really enjoy it. Now, my brother, shout out to Aaron if you're watching this video, he was having a hard time deciding whether or not he wanted to get into this apprenticeship because he was a roofer and he was actually making over $30 per hour before he decided to join this apprenticeship. And when he did join, I think that the wage for a first-year apprentice was like $16 per hour. So he basically got his wage cut in half, okay? And he almost didn't choose to do this as a career, but he, talked it over with his wife, and he eventually decided this was the right choice because in the long run, he was going to have a career that's not as physically demanding on his body, and it would just be worth it in the long run. And you know what? At this point, now he's making more than he was as a roofer, and he is just so much happier, so grateful that he actually decided to, go through the challenges of taking that pay cut because it's worth it now. So let that be hopefully encouraging to you guys, and definitely pursue this even if you're going to have to take a pay cut to make it happen. Now, here's a really important thing that I want to mention that most people just aren't even aware of. Even a lot of apprentices or journeymen, with IBEW are not aware of this, is that the wages that we make, it's not like that is the most that you can make. Okay, that is basically a minimum wage that your employer has to pay you. But they can actually pay you more, and I actually know journeymen that make more than the journeyman rate just because their employers think they do a really good job and they want to pay them more and keep them happy. So understand, you are not limited to that amount just because that is what the union has set as the wages. You can make more than that, and many people do. So that's pretty cool. Basically, we have really good minimum wages. That's one way to think about this. And then also, you are very likely to work overtime. And the way overtime works is, at least here in our union, is you get paid a time and a half. In the beginning of my apprenticeship, I worked a significant amount of overtime. That's one of the reasons why, I'm at 85% of the pay scale right now, because I put in so much work at the beginning. But you are likely to make a lot more, than what it looks like on paper because of that overtime. So just keep that in mind. Now, talking about overtime makes me think about my brother-in-law, Tim, who works for IBEW Local 46 in Seattle, Washington. Now, the journeyman rates right now in Seattle, Washington with IBEW Local 46 is $57.51 per hour. So without any overtime, just putting in 2,080 hours per year, which is a full work year, you're going to be making $119,620 per year. Now, the reason I say that overtime makes me think of my brother-in-law, Tim, is because a couple of years ago, he was a general foreman. Okay, so that meant that he made, like I said, 20% more than what a journeyman electrician makes. Okay, and he was also making what they make in Seattle, which is even more than what we make here. And so he was working a significant amount of overtime that one year, and he was working night shifts. Now, overtime, you get paid a time and a half, and when you work night shifts, I don't want to say for sure, but I know it's roughly like 15% more that you make. So being a GF, working nights, and working overtime, No joke, my brother-in-law Tim made over $200,000 in 1 year. So you can make crazy, crazy money as an electrician if you want to put in the work. This is a fantastic career, and yeah, you can make a lot of money. Now, one thing that you may hear about if you're considering this as a career, and that may be coming to mind right now when you're hearing these wages is, you know, well, yeah, you guys make a lot of money, but you don't work all year long because of layoffs and stuff. Honestly, that's really not true. You know, some people will see layoffs, but it really is dependent on how good you are as an employee. Okay, if you're a really good electrician, you're showing up to work every day, you're reliable, your employer sees value in you, you're not going to see a layoff even when times get hard, because these companies still need to run and function even in slow times. So, you know, I've worked with journeymen, foremen, general foremen who have never ever been laid off even once, you know, and they've done this career for like 30 years. So, you know, you may hear that there's layoffs, and, you know, you definitely might see them. It is something to be aware of that can happen. But just know that it's really dependent on how good you are as an employee. And it's not something that's guaranteed to happen. Now, I thought I might as well mention this in this video, and that is the fact that generally plumbers and electricians make roughly the same amount per hour. Here in Portland, the past few years has kind of been alternating, where plumbers will make a little more, and then us, and then the next year plumbers, and the next year electricians. It always alternates. But right now in 2020, electricians are making a little bit more per hour. So, you know, checkmate, plumbers. Now, when I was researching for this video, one thing that I found out is that here in Portland, electricians make basically double what the average wage is, you know, for this area. But here's something that is really interesting, and I think is something that you should take into consideration if you are considering this as a career, or maybe if you're thinking about going to college. So if you have a 4-year college degree, the average wage that you're going to be making annually with a 4-year degree is $59,124 per year. Okay, electricians make almost double that, and we don't pay 1 penny for our tuition. Okay, I didn't have to pay for my books, I didn't have to pay even for my tools, and the education is just incredible, right? We do have our union dues, so I guess kind of in a way that's paying for it, but it's nothing compared to, you know, all the debt that you rack up going to a 4-year college. I'm not at all trying to bash that. I think it's necessary, especially if there's a career that you want to pursue that requires a degree. But, you know, comparing the two, you can make, you know, almost twice as much and not even have to go to college. And then your education with the apprenticeship is very specific to what you're going to be doing in your career. So something to consider if you're really thinking about pursuing this as a career. All right, you guys, well, I think that is it. I think I covered everything that I wanted to about this topic, but if you have any more questions relating to how much an electrician makes or anything else, then definitely drop a comment down below, and I absolutely will get back to you. I'm usually pretty quick about that. I just also want to say to you guys, thank you so much, because this channel is growing at a pretty rapid rate, a lot faster than I thought that it would be. And so if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and if you haven't, definitely just hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, you know, anything like that helps the YouTube algorithm to recommend my videos further to more people. So if you found this useful, please do so that more people can also stumble upon my videos. And then last but not least, I do have an electrician Instagram page, and go ahead and follow me. And that name for my page is @MadElectricianOfficial. I've been actually in pretty constant communication with several of you guys, you know, just direct messaging back and forth. So that's a really good way to get a hold of me. But, you know, if you just have a quick question or anything, definitely drop a comment down below. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much. I hope you found this to be useful, and really your support means the world to me. So have a good one, and do this as a career, especially now that you know how much electricians make.